Hi, I'm Rob and this is Gems of War. In this video I'm going to be focusing on Archproxy Yvendra, a mythic that is available in the Soul Forge right now, and I do thoroughly recommend crafting her. She's well worth the diamonds as she is a super powerful mythic. You do have to run really aggressive teams with her to get the most out of her. It's kind of high risk, high reward, but when it works it is really satisfying. Now her spell converts all yellow gems to Uber Doom Skulls, then curses, webs and poisons the strongest enemy. Uber Doom Skulls are more powerful than traditional Doom Skulls in the way they do more damage and have a much bigger explosion. The explosion on these things is something like 5x5 block, which is a lot, so you do a lot of damage and you gain back a lot of mana at the same time. So even though her mana cost of 30 seems really high, every time you cast this you do tend to get most of that back. About her spell, you do have to be slightly careful when you cast it. It is always best with these kind of troops to cast this when you get a 4-match alignment on that yellow to Doom Skulls. This is true on most troops, but even more so with this because the Uber Doom Skulls are extremely powerful. And if you set up the opponent to give you retaliation on skulls, you may regret it in a big way. You can cast this when there is a 3-match with her, especially if it's towards the middle of the screen, because the explosion from the Uber Doom Skulls is so big that it often causes a reaction from other gems around it, which causes a board wipe anyway. So I'll show when the best time is to cast that, and maybe when not to at the same time. Now her traits, immune to mana drain, silence, fairy fire and web is really good. Spell armor, reduced damage from spells by 25% is also really good. And Doom Arachnea, Conjure and Uber Doom Storm when an enemy dies is pretty cool too. She's really versatile as well. I'm going to show her in 4 different teams. One using Archmagus, another one using Archer class, another one using Elementalist class, and another one using Priest class, and the colours are different as well. The Priest class mainly focuses on yellow, the Elementalist class there focuses on yellow and purple, the Archer class there focuses on green as our main colour, and the Archmagus class obviously focuses on purple as our main colour, so it shows how versatile she is at the same time. We'll start with this team here, the Lord Yvendra one. This is a combination of the Lord of Slaughter and Archproxy Yvendra. You may notice that the Lord of Slaughter has a very similar spell to Yvendra. Creates 6 brown gems first and then converts all, in this case, brown gems to Doom Skulls. Then inflicts 1 to 2 bleeds and 1 to 2 death marks on random enemies. As well as that, he has a superb third trait with a 100% chance to ignore armor with skull damage, effectively making skull damage true damage with this guy. As well as that, he uses the exact opposite colours of Yvendra. Yvendra uses purple, yellow and brown. Lord of Slaughter uses green, blue and red. So we use all 6 colours between them two on their own. So we stick Thrall in the middle, who's going to destroy a bunch of gems, and we basically gain every single mana that he manages to generate between those 3 troops. As well as that, he gains bonus mana from purple gem matches, which is really handy as well, because in the Archmagus class we also gain 2 bonus purple mana when matching purple gems, which means a single purple match, whether a mana surge or not, is enough to get Thrall charged. Trick or Treat is there because it inflicts all negative status effects on an enemy and grants myself all the positive ones, which is really handy when you need to stick Entangle or something on one of the opponents just to make sure they can't retaliate when we cast one of our skull dealers. As well as that, it's really handy that Trick and Treat uses the colours that it does, because the Lord of Slaughter, if there's any red overspill when he gets charged, any overspill goes on to Trick and Treat. Archproxy, if she gets yellow and it gets charged up, any extra yellow goes onto Trick and Treat, and the same with purple. So we're a very efficient team regarding mana generation and how we use it. The banners, I've gone for the Umbral banner, +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 brown. Archproxy does use brown, but we're going to get so much mana from this team it doesn't really matter. On the champion talent side of things, we want Magical Shield, Dark Hunger, Anti-Magic Sphere, Mana Source, Sudden Doom, Arcane Surge and Chaos Wave. Alright, let's have a quick battle then, see how this thing works out. Usually works out really good. You do have to be aggressive with this team though. It's all about like just wiping out the opposition as quickly as we possibly can. So we'll be looking for purple to get Thrall charged, casting Thrall, and then casting Lord of Slaughter or Archproxy Yvendra, whoever is available first. Right, I do want a purple match, so a little tip here for new players is don't always be lured by this sort of thing straight away. That is a 4-match, yes, or 5-match but a surge, but we want purple more than anything. So by doing it this way, we're going to get that and that at the same time, which is more important. Now we can cast Thrall. Let's charge up Lord of Slaughter, who is entangled right now, which is slightly irritating. We'll cast him anyway, because we're going to get a lot of damage from that. Now Yvendra is charged as well, but with no obvious matches on her right away. A little bit of a shame with Trick and Treat there, because we were 1 away from being charged up. That's where that comes in handy, because where Yao Guai is ready to cast, and he's mega dangerous, we would have cast that onto him and shot him down immediately. But now we're relying on luck to a certain degree. We can cast either or, really. We can quite safely cast Lord of Slaughter, so we'll do that. Even though he's entangled, we're still doing a bunch of damage, look. And now we do actually have Trick and Treat ready to go if we want to do that added protection, but we do have more matches here on the Lord of Slaughter, so we'll do that. Alright, now the games is getting fun. What can we do next? No, she doesn't use red, so we can safely collect that. The thing with frozen, the thing to remember is it's not the troop that's frozen, it's the colours. And you can check that by looking at the troop, so purple, yellow or brown at the moment. We're going to play it safe now and just cast this onto Yao Guai. And we've turned him into a frog. Right, this is what I mean about now when it's safe to cast her when it's in the middle of the field. Like, at the moment we have no 4 matches on yellow, but we do have this 3-match here. The explosion will be large and should affect this one here, because obviously right now we're going to set them up on a really big hit there, but the explosion from this should affect that, and did, and it affected the entire board. And even though if Lord of Slaughter wasn't entangled from the blinking start of the game, this fight would have been over a long time ago. It's like we've been entangled the whole time, remember, at the same time, so that has hindered the speed of the game. Let's cast Thrall again. Now Yvendra can cast, but it is not ideal. Oh, it is. Actually, we've got them across the top there, look, so we'll do that. Remember, this is while being entangled. So we've been entangled the whole time and still managed to win the game pretty comfortably against a pretty powerful team. Let's cast Thrall and get somebody charged up, and they died of Death Mark anyway. So even while entangled the whole time, that team wiped the floor with that opposition really comfortably, and it took longer than normal because we were entangled. Otherwise that would have been super fast, and it's a little bit annoying that we were entangled, because that would have been like a couple of rounds otherwise. Right, I'm not going to do a firebomb team because that's silly. On with the third team, Arky Ori. This time we're going to be focusing on purple and yellow as our colours in the Elementalist class. There's no fast start with this team, as in nobody gets a 50% start or anything like that. So we're going to rely on Leprechaun to give us a fast start, because he starts battles with full mana and will explode a load of green gems, which we don't use anywhere else apart from himself, which will charge up the whole team. Now Ori, in case you are not aware of this largely underused troop, his third trait, he conjures a Starstorm at the start of my turn. Now a Starstorm is basically a purple and yellow storm at the same time, which is ideal because you have Doomed Axe in first place, which converts purple to Doom Skulls, and Archproxy Yvendra, as we know, converts yellow to Uber Doom Skulls. So a really good combination. Basically, we want purple for or yellow for either of these, and with Ori there, that is going to give us those colours we need, hopefully. Right, on to the traits. I love Elementalist class, really good. That third trait there is amazing. Stun, freeze, burn and entangle a random enemy when matching 4 or more gems. we'll be doing that often. On the champion talents, I've gone for Snap Freeze, Insulated, Thunder Fist, Watery Binding, Rock Solid, Lightning Strike, and Fortitude. So we're going to be casting Leprechaun and then seeing who gets charged up out of these first. Orrery is only really there for that Starstorm, so let's give this a go. I didn't show the banners. Banner for this is +2 yellow, +1 blue, -1 red. So there's our Starstorm look at the bottom there. Yellow and purple gems fall more than other colours. Right, so nice smattering of green everywhere, so we can cast Leprechaun knowing we're going to get a fairly decent amount of mana generation back. And we will do that that way. Now we've already got purple to Doom Skulls, and let's see if that's any good or not. Not really. Nope. So if you don't get it, you just have to roll with the fact that that hasn't worked out yet and just carry on as we were. Always check around each turn because things can change unexpectedly sometimes. And they're giving us the only colour which we're not using, so not a very helpful thing there. Now we had a board change, so has that helped our skulls? We've got one there. You can cast these things sometimes when you don't get a 4-match, as long as you're not setting the opposition up. Like we're setting them up there because they'd have this afterwards, which is going to give them blue as well. So that's not ideal. Orrery's spell isn't actually that good, so we'd rather be charging up one of our other troops. In this case, I would rather... Wow, this is a mean board. I want to charge up Yvendra, but I can't even charge up her either. This is... Wow. Thanks for making life difficult when making this video, you Gems of War Gods. Hell with it, I'm just going to go for it. And that was probably not recommended. That was impatient on my part. You do have to have patience sometimes. But now she's ready to cast, and we do have a match here, but this is where I would say it's not recommended to cast her, because you cast it here, it's not really going to affect everything over this side too much. And then we're going to have all these yellow change to Doom Skulls here, Uber Doom Skulls, which is going to set up the opposition. This is where Leprechaun can come in handy again, just to mess around with the board and change it a bit. For the sake of the video, I will show what happens if you cast it when he's when you get the skulls over the edge. See, we did affect this side of the board. We did set them up here, but we got lucky then and got an extra turn, so we kind of got away with that. But ordinarily, I wouldn't have cast that in a Guild Wars game or whatever, or a competitive game, or a game which I didn't particularly want to lose. Let's cast old Leprechaun again. Now, have we got yellow to skulls? Not really. So let's see if we can change the board a bit more. Now we've got yellow to skulls there, which has worked out nicely. And even though Yvendra was close to death herself, that did work out not too bad in the end. But again, that was a really unlucky set of colours there on the board. It just wouldn't let us get going at all with that one again. So let's show the last team now. The Arky Skulls team. In this team we've chucked Divine Ishbala in there as well, and Diviner. Similar to the other two teams, to the other team we just used last time, we've got purple to skulls, yellow to skulls with Ishbala. We have red to skulls, as well as giving Divine Allies a 40% start. So Archproxy Yvendra will start on 12 out of her required 30. And Diviner transforms any chosen colour to yellow, which is really nice. So it's just absolutely go for it with this team, get charged up as quickly as possible. We're using the Unicorn banner, the +2 purple, +1 yellow, -1 red. I'm in the Priest class for this. In the Priest class, The champion talents, I've gone for Serendipity, Purification, Golem Protector, Dawn's Aura, Mentor, Lightbringer, and Divinity, because we want lots of yellow with this team. Right, let's give it a go. It's a pretty nice start. Can grab that yellow there. Now we've got purple to skulls already, and we've got that here, so we can cast this immediately. And with that yellow storm going on, basically there should be a higher chance of getting a match with Archproxy Yvendra, but we've also got it with red here with Ishbala as well, so we'll do that. This is the most aggressive team out of the four that I've got here for sure. Now we've got yellow to skulls, purple to skulls. We've got purple here as well. We can do this. Now we've got the yellow to skulls here, which is really nice on Yvendra. And basically looking for purple, red or yellow. We've only got... The good thing about this is, even though like we can do the second part of Ishbala's spell now, which is green to yellow, because we have this here, like then basically Diviner is there as a backup. Like you can actually transform anything to yellow with this by pressing that onto blue, for example. We've now charged up a whole load of yellow. All that extra yellow dotted around has given us more matches for Yvendra, who then destroys that opponent. Now we've got a lot of purple going on here. So yeah, a mega aggressive team, this one. The board has been a bit nicer to us this time around, showing this team. And let's just do some purple there. So that one's super aggressive and works really, really well. And I'm actually glad that 1 out of the 4 fights actually went vaguely normally for me. Normally all the fights with Yvendra are a little bit like that, but the board was super awkward for me on the first few fights. But there's the teams. There's Yvendra. It's well worth getting. She's in the Soul Forge right now. And if you found the video helpful, it'd be cool if you would like and subscribe if you've not done so already. But most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.